Welcome, what is up? Thank you for tuning back into the Chaos Slayer. Of course, I'm Chris Chaos here with the 411 for Monday Night Raw, Ontario, California. Bullet Club, Outside Raw. I don't know all the details. I just saw bits and pieces on Twitter. Follow me at the Answer Chaos. I'll tweet about it later. Should be entertaining from what I find out. I don't know what all is going on. Raw opens up with Miz TV and Roman Reigns. And Roman, basically calls out The Miz and The Miztourage. And so what we end up with is a match tonight. I figured it was going to be main event for the Intercontinental title, but they didn't go that route. It was neither main event nor was it for the Intercontinental title. But then Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel end up going against Matt Hardy and Jason Jordan, who was replacing Jeff because Jeff's shoulders messed up. Jeff was at ringside, and Matt and Jason Jordan got the win in a really good match. Elias sings. Elias beats Apollo Crews. I have a feeling, basically, that I think Apollo is going to be one of those guys that doesn't cut the mustard and then either gets released or asks for his release and then goes out on the indies and makes a bigger name for himself than he already had, Uhaa Nation, and then comes back and becomes a bigger star because of it. Because I just don't feel like they're gonna do anything with him. I think if they were going to, they probably would have already done it. And that's just the way I feel. Baylor backstage interview. I don't know what this is, but here lately it looks like, yeah, Charlie. And then there looks dead like they're reading off of cue cards, and I don't like it. I absolutely hate it. These guys should be able to cut a promo without having to read it off of the cue cards. Now, I think that's a Vince call, or whatever, agent or whatever that's over all of that. It's a bad call. It's a bad thing when you don't let these guys be original and be real. Maybe Taz was right. The WWE just doesn't do real well. Kurt Hawkins gets destroyed by Braun Strowman. Strowman ends up going against Dean Ambrose. Ambrose comes out and Braun says he's not leaving. He's on a path of destruction or whatever he said. I don't remember what he said. But Dean Ambrose, he basically calls out everybody and Dean comes out. And then they go to commercial, which, to me, that's stupid. They should have went to commercial and then Dean come out. That makes more sense because you have the monster among men who should be extremely pissed off because he got beat by Brock Lesnar the night before, waiting in the ring, and Dean Ambrose is on the outside of the ring during an entire commercial break. You know what? And they probably think, oh, it's no big deal. Well, yes it is. Because this is a work, but it has to seem real. Once again, they don't do real well. Come on, guys. That's fucking stupid. Alright? Why is the monster among men gonna wait inside the ring for 3+ minutes, or however long the commercial was? I'm assuming it was about 3 minutes anyway. He's gonna wait inside the ring for 3 minutes while Monday Night Raw is dark inside the arena. I know how it is. I've been to enough Raws and SmackDown tapings as well to know that when you're live, you go to commercial, it's dark in there. So Dean's outside pacing. I don't know if he ever even got in the ring, but when we come back from commercial, there it is. Now, I will say Braun had probably the most impressive match that I have ever seen from him on the main roster. A straight match, not like a brawl type, whatever. It was leaps and bounds better, but of course it was Dean in there he was with. But I think he sold absolutely like a fucking champ for Dean. But maybe it was a little bit too much. Maybe he shouldn't have sold that much. Probably. Braun gets the win. I don't know. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. I can't do it justice. I can't talk about it and do it justice. You're going to have to go and watch it. I try to pride myself on giving you the absolute 411 on what you need to know. So what you need to know is they're going into an angle. That's all I can say. They're going into a story, and it should be good. I'm really excited. The fan side of me is, and the creative mind side of me thinks that this could be very interesting. So let's see where it goes. The thing tonight was phenomenal. Go watch it. Seth Rollins beats Sheamus. I didn't get a chance to see the match. I got to go back and watch it. I had an actual cat fight on my porch that I had to try to... Well, actually, I was watching it because it was just hilarious. And my cat, Creed, as I always call him, was tearing the hell out of some kind of yellow cat out here, and it was phenomenal. I mean, the yellow cat never had a chance, and he'd run his ass off. Good Creed. Then I caught the tail end of it, and what I saw was good. Goldust attacks Finn Balor, sets up a match later. Roman Reigns beats The Miz, and what wasn't, it was a decent match, but there was just a complete beatdown by Miz and Miztourage after the match, which I said on Twitter. I don't think that having either one of these guys lose is a really good thing, unless Miz loses by count out, because they're probably not going to do that with Roman Reigns, but Miz could just, he's a heel, he could sneak out and leave, and it would have been an okay finish. So Miz, he puts Roman over, but then Roman does the favors and puts the other three guys over because they beat the hell out of him with chairs, skull-crushing finale, another skull-crushing finale on a chair. Look, my hat's off. I think it probably went a little too long, but it just is what it is. And the seeds are planted already for the Shield versus the Miztourage. It could happen at TLC. It could also happen at Survivor Series. So let's just see how that goes. I don't know if they're going to do the 4-on-4, 5-on-5 matches. You can incorporate more people, or you can do a 6-man elimination style match. I don't see a problem with that at all. Although, being Survivor Series, I do like the fact of let's do a 5-on-5 just because it gets more people involved and more people gets to actually showcase their talent, and why not? It's not every day that you get a pay-per-view paycheck. Finn Balor beats Goldust in a really good match. Goldust proving once again that he can still go with anybody, and now you can add Finn Balor to that list. And then you have more Bray Wyatt mind games after, which I still don't know where they're going to go with that. I think now, after watching Raw, that they're going to incorporate Goldust somehow. Like, probably Bray is going to take Goldust and turn him into Dustin, but he's not going to be the natural Dustin Rhodes like he was in WCW fame, but he's going to be Dustin Rhodes, and it's going to be like a dark Dustin Rhodes, and I can't wait to see what happens. I hope that's where they go. The Nia Jax Emma versus Sasha Banks and Bayley match. Sasha and Bayley won, but I don't understand why. Emma does this roll up, and I think, oh, this would be perfect if she... No, never mind, she already kicked out. I thought that would have been a perfect ending. Why not give Emma something on her own? Yeah, she got the win because of Nia a couple of weeks ago, but why not give Emma something? Let's just bury Emma. Is that the hashtag? Hashtag bury Emma? Hashtag push Emma. Hashtag give Emma a chance. Hashtag where's my fucking Emma t-shirt? Anyway. I said I wasn't going to, but I did watch the final segment. And all I have to say is the same thing I said last night. Enzo's a star, and that's why he's the Cruiserweight champion. That's why he was put with the Cruiserweights. He said it tonight. When has Neville ever been in the main event or the main event slot of Monday Night Raw? I'd have to go back and check. I don't think it's ever happened. So he kind of has a point. And of course it was written for him, so of course he has a point. Enzo, star. I don't have to like it, but it is good booking. So that's all I've got. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for SmackDown Live and the 4014 SmackDown Live tomorrow night. Deuces, Cass out.